Dead.
Too bad. Greetings, everyone! Welcome to Children of Rath. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, set in the Magic the Gathering world of Dominaria. If you missed what we had 2 weeks ago, because last week we had our holiday special, which was pretty fun for those of us that joined it. Lots of 20s, lots of really good rolls, so everybody kicked ass. It was holiday fun.
And shoot some bubblegum.
No, there was no bubblegum. That's just weird. What are you talking about? Anyway!
Bubblegum.
Just getting bubblegum out of nowhere.
I like to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Oh. See, you went a really roundabout way to go that way. But anyway. Last time, everybody was escorted into Benalia proper, into the main city, which is an impressive place. It is probably the largest city in the world right now. So, if I would compare it to, a little bit of, Renaissance, era cities in Europe or something. You know, it's got that kind of, a little bit of technology, a little bit of magic throughout it, and just, the epicness of it. Because, you know, there's artifice and all that jazz and actual magic in the magic world. So in this impressive city, you were moved into the central area, where there is these 7 great towers with a kind of building, a multi-tiered building in the center, in between them all, and a number of smaller buildings around these towers, each of the towers representing a different one of the clans. You were escorted into a local barracks, where you were set to stay until there was going to be a meeting in the central chamber. During that time, you basically reviewed your information about who you knew you were going to be meeting with. The list of people, where they stack on the totem pole currently of power in amongst the Benalian clans, and will they see you as a threat? Avalyn Rosecott, who's number 1, will probably look at you militarily. They are a heavy military family. They're the ones that look after the breadbasket of Benalia, the area where all the food is grown, and they are very defensive. Of course, Avania Joriev is the one to look out for. Maybe ties to Cabal. They're unfortunately number 2 right now. So the secretive spy family that may have ties to Carrie's grandfather's evil organization is number 2, and you'll be meeting them. Of course, you've met someone from the Capatian family, but Aaron Capatian might look at you militarily too, and number 3. Rasht Tarmula is the one you've met with, who's probably going to be friendly towards you. Of course, Circe Devant is at number 6. She's kind of a wild card. We know that Jarek Denise... I'm sorry, I forgot. Edith Kroger is the next one, who they worship Angel Fire as their deity rather than Sarah. They are on the eastern borders, where a lot of the mountain ranges, and they deal with all that's been in that area for a long time. As they say, you traveled amongst those mountain ranges, and you really saw, settled areas. There's a lot of savage lands and stuff in that area that are still uncontrolled, and a lot of bandits and, various groups that are dangerous. They deal with them a lot. And, of course, Jarek Denise, who's as part of the Navy, and probably the one that you can get on the best on your side, with the connections with Kaz. And that's kind of where you stand. So, a couple of days, well, I'll say about a day, will pass. I can't really say a couple, because it's the rest of the day that you are here will pass without incident. You'll be left to sit there. Evening will fall, and the next day, you can hear, throughout the city, there are a number of, bells ringing. Of course, your entire group is here in these chambers, which was a number of bunk beds in like a kind of barracks. So, I mean, it's a step down from the small mansion you were put into, and a step up from the place that you were in the church. I mean, it's a mixed bag of imprisonment you've been enjoying.
It's not imprisonment. It's voluntary holding.
Mm-hmm. Right. Sure, voluntary holding.
Now, if we
It's
would have
prison.
said no to being voluntarily held, it would have been prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's still kind of prison,
It's still very prison.
but it's like the Swedish prison where they let you have video games and stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Swedish prison.
Thanks, Swedish prison.
That's a
Eventually,
video game.
eventually there will be a knock on the door. Are all of you ready?
As ready as we'll get.
Sure.
Bring no arms or armor. Prepare yourself for merely the meeting. And keep your arms where they can be seen.
But you told us not to bring them.
You dumb motherfucker.
It's like as I actually absorb my arms back into my body.
Gross.
I don't believe that's what they were implying, Claude. Not at all.
Then they should be more specific.
They were.
They meant armaments.
Fine.
Am I the only one that's highly disturbed by that?
No, it's weird. It's very weird. It is very much weird.
I don't know. I'm kind of used to it at this point.
I mean, sure, it's still weird though.
I'm a demon, you're a goblin, and we've got a shapeshifter who's disappearing arms.
Yeah, he's the weird one. We're normal. We're the normal ones here.
I thought we had established that Wintress is the most normal one here.
Yeah, Wintress is the most normal, but then it goes Wintress, me, then you.
So which one is weirder? Is it Claude or is it Maxwell?
I feel like there's more of Claude to be weird, if you catch
Yeah,
my
no,
drift.
It's Claude. It's 100%. You're just the skeleton. Like, that's weird, sure. Claude is a lot.
I'm whatever you want me to be.
I want you to be gone.
I want you to be less weird.
I still want that elf transformation.
Stop trying to sleep with me.
Max
You
folds his
already have
arms.
Tallulah.
Look, it was
Yeah,
happy
like
memories from a time long gone, alright?
I
have a
believe
sexy
we're good
fish
to
lady
go.
now.
Please, can we get to go?
I agree. No more banter. Tally ho.
I like that.
Can I
Banter on the
drink?
way.
Can I drink for this? I feel like I need to be drunk.
Who
I
said that?
don't think that's a good idea.
Can I be drunk?
That's really not a good idea.
No,
Probably
none
not
of
on
you can be
trial.
drunk. This is important. Please maintain a air of at least relatives. Catherine. Great, come on, let's go.
I did not propose drinking at all, so I'll just go with.
Excellent. Maxwell, perhaps you can be of help today and actually speak some decent words to these folks. Let your literal and figurative silver tongue lead us to not having to deal with, well, an entire nation disliking us.
I'll certainly do my best. I mean, we don't need to drink,
Great.
assuming... Yeah. I mean, we could drink if we have someone else defending them, but I'm assuming we're our own defendant.
Carrie,
or
Claude, Wintress? No.
if only I had a
Trying to
liver.
drink. I said that's a bad idea.
Say anything. You can't point me out, Mr. Dragon Sleeper.
I don't think she even drinks, does she?
It's not about the drinking, it's about everything in general.
I think it's about the skull. Like, I like the skull, and I think it's a good look. I don't know if the skull is a good look for a court hearing.
I agree.
But I had
Probably
fun
not.
catching it.
See that? We can put it in the bag.
Okay.
How far is this
Still wear
place
the
from us?
skunk though?
You have no idea.
Don't. You should wear the skunk.
No.
The scantily clad, like, skunk leotard.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to offend anyone with the odor.
I've been wearing.
I mean,
that
it's
under
not
my coat.
armor.
Yeah, she's been wearing it under the rest of her outfit. That's true. With the fake skunk tail. I just need someone to draw this with Wintress in the goat head and this skunk outfit under her normal like armor and stuff. It's just I don't know what that would look like, but it would be very silly.
Clothes. Just normal people. How am I the one advocating for this?
I'm wearing normal clothes.
I mean, I assume a crop top is normal clothing since that's what I always wear.
Sure.
I mean, I could offer to be someone's clothes if they need me to be.
No, that's weird.
No,
Again.
that's weird. Okay, we have now established definitely Claude is the weird one.
Yeah. Claude voluntarily becomes clothes.
Yeah, that's fucking
There
weird.
was that one
Man.
time he was like goop on the bottom of the axle. That was weird.
That was weird,
useful
but it also saved our fucking lives, so...
Weird is fine so long as it is useful. Or just really entertaining.
Or both.
Or both.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, shall we go get sued?
Are
I am
you
ready.
ready?
I've been
Yeah.
ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I'm gonna kill you.
As ready as we'll be.
The door will open, and there will be a kind of, I'd say like 20-some soldier, kind of holding his helmet, kind of accompanied by a number of guards, kind of standing there. Follow us.
Following.
Right. They'll lead you into the central building, and through a number of halls and up a number of floors, kind of leading up into the tops of this entire building, and eventually like kind of leads you into what appears to be the top floor of this area, where there is like a kind of outside circular hall, where there's these massive kind of like open it varies, like it goes open window where you can kind of like have like a little balcony looking out, massive kind of stained glass that seems to depict what you can only assume by the symbolism on it, a founding member of one of the houses. So there's kind of like these 14 openings, 7 of them are these large stained glass windows, and the other 7 are these balconies that kind of overlook the area. And each one of the balconies actually seems to be pointing particularly towards one of the 7 towers. There are in fact 8 doors into this area that you can see. Each one seems to be marked with a different one of the clan symbols, and one of them seems to be marked just with the heraldry of Benalia itself, and depicting 2 knights seemingly holding up the heraldry kind of in the middle of it, as if holding it up in the midst of chaos and war. And you're kind of positioned outside of that. Now we wait for you to be called upon.
Wait, then what? Why didn't you just come get us when they called us?
You had to be ready and prepared to enter as soon as you were called.
Alright.
Your time is approaching.
That's ominous.
Do you have someone to represent you, or would you like someone to be assigned to represent you?
it depends on who's being assigned to us.
It would merely be someone that would make sure you speak when appropriate, address who is appropriate, and don't speak out of line at the wrong time.
Oh yeah, we're going to need that.
Somehow I think that could benefit a few of us.
Yeah, that would be incredibly useful.
I will call upon someone. He'll motion to one of his guards to go get someone.
It would be useful for me. I know that otherwise I'll just start talking shit. That's all.
I mean, I've read up on some of the Benalia law.
Is it enough to represent us in the court?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's probably enough.
I don't suppose you have the pamphlet for that.
No, I did not steal the book. I figured, if we're being held captive nicely, probably best not to steal from them.
Wait a minute. So, you said you don't remember much of that, do you?
No, I do remember a lot of it. I just don't know if it's enough that I could practice it.
Am I allowed to detect thoughts, Claude? To see if I can just, get it out of him?
I don't think it works like that, because he's not going to be thinking of it if he doesn't remember it.
Fair.
I mean, I could think of it. I probably do remember lots of it, but it was an entire law book.
Alright, I'm gonna not do that option then.
It'll be easier just to have a lawyer assigned to us.
Yeah,
Or public
I'm
defender, in this case.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not study this long enough to have confidence in being able to represent us in a coherent fashion.
After about, maybe 20 minutes, you'll see, someone carrying a big pile of, papers kind of moving up here. And, a couple of them will fall down, and you'll hear, oh dear, oh my, oh dear. Give me a minute.
Oh, shit.
Hello. I am Philnenza Vand. I am your representation today. Scholar, legal expert. I apologize if I am not one that normally represents folks in law. It's not normal that actual lawyers are needed in this case. Most of the time, those that come before the council are members of Benalia and therefore would know the proper etiquette. I'm merely here to assist you in the etiquette, and if there's anything legal knowledge-based that you don't know about, to address it to you. I hope I can help. Why are they here again? These two have confessed to arson within one of our protectorate lands. That one also is confessed to be the granddaughter of the former demon head of the Cabal, Benizlock. Do not think the goblin has done anything wrong, but is associated with them.
That's what he's done wrong.
Yeah, sorry, Kaz.
Wrong by association.
I would have assumed, because he was in, from records that we've seen, he was in lawful employment through Shiv. If one of his actions that he discussed with some of our knights was illegal within Shivan law, he would have been prosecuted by it. So, he's probably fine.
It's true.
That one is a shape changer. That one is an intelligent undead. A angel, which has some form of protection from the Church of Sarah, but is unusual, to say the least, with black wings. Another core who did not commit arson, and a representative of the Vodian Empire, who has been traveling with them.
Also Nim.
And I wasn't going to discuss him. He
Oh, no.
knows why he's here.
Ooh, Nim's in trouble.
No, sorry, Nim.
She's gonna kind of like inch up to him and be like, "Is it true that you were there before the Great Fall?" "I did visit before the Great Invasion." Oh yes, well, anyway, I guess you understand who we are. Anybody else have to say anything? Change of topic, change of topic.
I didn't actually commit arson. It was accidental arson. That's my piece.
What's my crime? Just existing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Usually.
same as me.
Technically, neither of you are necessarily legal. Because you are intelligent and therefore can make choices on your own, and seem to not be under the control of a direct necromancer. Therefore, normally the process would allow for you to petition for peace within the Empire. You wouldn't be the only intelligent, reliving individual that has been approved before, but necromancy, specifically as it is used, is technically illegal within the Benalian Kingdom's borders.
Have you used necromancy
Your life's
yourself,
illegal.
Mr. Skeleton?
What?
I asked you, are you a necromancer, Skeleton?
No. Not in the slightest.
There you go, you're fine.
He's
So
just
good.
naturally made of it.
And that's not necessarily a shape changer is not necessarily illegal either. It's just the normally if any are within the employ, they are under the jurisdiction of the Joryev group, traditionally hired from places like Vesuva.
That's a nice place. I've been there.
See, you can, if you are a mercenary type from Vesuva, that's a very good way to pass off your existence here. And if you're merely just traveling, it's both good and bad for you to be on your own and not working for anybody. Good because then you are ostensibly not going to be looked at badly for your allyship. Bad as if there will probably be a level of distrust on that you, because not many shape changers leave Vesuva or try to hide themselves. It's the stigma of you can look like anybody else, and unfortunately, because history has had a lot of your kind as assassins and stuff, it paints a bad reputation.
I understand it.
Oh, great. And your, let's see here. I apologize, Mr. Shivan Goblin. We'll try to see, as long as your friends aren't guilty of any horrible crimes, you should be okay.
Excellent. I should also mention, does it help that we were already approved by a branch of the Church of Sarah in a different land as not being threats?
Well, we assumed because you were
evil?
traveling with a Saren angel that seems to have the protection of the Saren groups, though as unusual as she is, that there was some connection to the churches. But the church usually looks after things on a much different scale than the kingdom does. Though the church oftentimes helps look after the kingdom. We could attempt to use it, but I don't know how well it would go with the council, especially certain members of it. Yes, Miss, oh, there's two of you. Which one are you, the arson one? What's your name? I should know your names. I should really know all your names. Did I mention my names? I'm
No.
You call me, Fanelza Zvand.
Felly.
that
Hi, Felly. I'm Wintress.
Okay, Wintress. If it was accidental arson, then you probably should be fine. Hopefully. Though you did technically run away for approximately a decade.
I'm only 22.
Maybe this number's wrong.
I'm pretty
No,
sure it was like
She
2
was
years.
12.
It was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was like more like 7 months, 8 months ago. No,
No, it was longer than that.
it was like almost a year ago.
Year and a half.
Probably 2 years.
It's been a crazy year.
Look, I can see. I understand. We'll talk about it anyway. And
I just
So
know
you-
I wasn't 12 when I did it.
I really don't think there's any particular laws that I can help you with, Miss.
Demon.
Stop screaming.
Wrath of Children.
Love
no.
you, night. Love you, good night. Give me a second here.
But she wants you to know you love her.
I know.
Children of Rath is now turned into Wrath of Children. Love you, Aurora.
She's just screaming out in the hall for love.
She
you for
very much loves you. Accept it.
She's yelling it to the household.
Well, she loves everyone. She's full of love.
Miss, you were saying your name. Yeah, I'm busy.
Man, Benalia is a strange place.
There's a lot of screaming children outside.
I'm mad, and she said I left, and she left, so I don't know what she's doing.
Screaming.
I'm gonna have to walk in and stop her now, I guess. Actually, if she doesn't stop.
Try
We'll
duct tape.
entertain the stream for you. Don't worry.
No, I worry extra.
I'll show off my gamer sign.
Gamer. That's Josh's.
Yeah,
Don't
but
be
now
funny.
it's mine because he hasn't told me if I can come give it to him.
Mine now.
Ooh, free bowl.
Oh, we moved around because of showing off gamer sign.
Yeah, I'll move it back afterwards.
Oh.
Gamer.
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 Ooh, I'm
Oh,
Wintress.
legally.
I'm Wintress.
Yes, you're currently Wintress, and I've become Claude, and Wintress has become there. We're back to normal. Anyway, so Miss Demon, what your name is?
Carrion.
Carrion. Okay, well, Miss Carrion, there aren't many actual laws pertaining to your kind, because traditionally, your kind fill the streets with blood and reave the souls of the innocent.
She's only half demon, though.
His souls aren't my style. And blood gets all over my clothes and it's hard to get out.
Well, great.
Oh, that's good. I thought we were gonna have another monologue about, our friend having to pay for actions someone else did.
Yeah, we don't want to go through that.
What?
We've done nothing wrong, really.
Yeah.
I mean, she was technically involved with a major arson case.
Listen, I was in jail at the time for, what's it called when you're like drunk off your ass and everyone's just like, hey, you should be thrown in a jail cell.
Disorderly.
Public
That's the
intoxication.
I was in a jail cell, and then next thing I know, everything is on fire. So
I
technically, I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I was trying to save her from the fire that I might have incidentally caused accidentally.
We'll see how that works for defense.
It's-
I mean, I'm sure
it's
some
their
people think I
fault
just start
for
fires with my
having-
mind.
again, this is not
Fertilizer.
a full trial necessarily, so we don't really have to have legal defenses. It's more.
But it's good.
It's like an assessment, right?
Yeah.
In our defense, we're a little bit scared of trials, given that we went through something similar somewhere else.
Well, then you'll
Yeah.
probably be fine.
Hopefully, but still a little stressed about it.
They made us do mandated therapy at the church.
I almost died at the trial, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Mandated
Yeah, it was a
therapy.
shame he lived.
Do you think they
I
have more
summoned my
people that you
mage hand
could
and put it
talk
over
to?
Wintress's mouth.
Because, like, honestly, I really need to talk to someone about this entire thing. I'm not really the kind of person that should be here. There's just no one else.
You just got to tell us when to talk and when to not talk, and hope that none of us talk when we're
I'm
not
just a
supposed.
scholar. I usually work with papers and books
fine.
and
my
numbers
brother's a
and
scholar.
figures.
At the very least, you could, if we have a law-related question, you can answer that, right? That should be fine.
Theoretically.
Okay.
Don't be down in the dumps, Philly. It'll be okay.
I'm sure you'll do us fine.
Yeah. Just help us out when we need an answer.
Oh. I'm gonna get them all killed.
No, I
Detect
believe
It'll be
thoughts.
fine.
I want to know what Philly's thinking.
Her surface thoughts are, oh god, oh god, oh gods, 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 oh gods.
Can I do like a group huddle with the party for a sec? Guys, I'm gonna be
Yo,
honest. I don't think this is the person we want to represent us.
No, we gotta believe in her. And
I
I'm,
don't know
I'm
if
just
there's
yelling
anyone.
this out really loudly in this huddle.
We might be
I
in
don't-
more danger.
I
No,
don't think
believe.
there's anyone else who can represent us.
Let's just try to use their knowledge and
Yes.
maybe give our best speech possible.
It's the people under the most stress who gets the most things done, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Wintress.
You say so.
Alright, unhuddle.
It's okay, Philly. You'll be okay. I believe in you.
What was this character's name?
It was Felnenza Vond. I'll put it in the chat
How do
here.
you spell that?
Felnenza Vond.
Philly for short.
Oh,
Felnenza.
Yeah.
I know this might seem like a great undertaking. I walk up to her and I put my hand on her shoulder
Mhm.
and I cast heroism. But I know you're capable of doing great things.
Okay. I mean, thank you for the... Alright. Thank you.
Did the spell do anything or just...
She's
More
probably...
confident, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe a little confidence.
yeah.
Anyway, after a little while longer, the doors with the two figures will open up in front of you, and you will be led inside by the guards. Inside is a large, well-lit lit chamber. The roof seems to be a massive stained glass set that seems to depict major events in Benalian history. Kind of like this entire timeline that leads through things like the Phyrexian War, the time of the time rifts, and even into the current building of it. It just shines in this kind of bright light. There seems to be kind of like these 7 boxes that are kind of above you, in which there seems to be an individual sitting at like a large kind of chair overlooking each of them, and behind them seems to be about half a dozen people that seem to be accompanying each of them. Each of them kind of like looks down upon you. They're only about 20 feet up. You'll kind of be led into the central chamber where there's a raised dais with a kind of a circular kind of well, I was just saying not circular, kind of a circular railing that kind of grows around the top of it, so that kind of has little podiums in the direction of all 7 of them. So there's like 7 podiums with a kind of like an opening with a stairway leading up the dais to the center of it, where you're kind of like in the middle. As you're being led in, you're going to hear a voice going, "Nim!" As one of the man in the chair, this like elderly man with an eye patch, you know, kind of like in a kind of like what looks to be like the regalia of like an admiral, like tears off his jacket and leaps down from above, and then just decks Nim.
I'm gonna just look down at Nim and go, so which one of the women in his family?
You salty sea dog! Why the hell are you here? As you'll hear from another one, yelling down in a very upset voice. Jarek! Order! Aye! Stick it up your ass! We're not beginning yet!
Oh, you're Jarek. I've worked on some of your ships before.
Aye! I think I've seen one of your kind. Maybe you. Small one. Does good with mechanicals.
I do.
Hanging out with a bunch of Viashinos, yeah?
Yeah.
I remember any sailor of any good salt. Jarek.
I've heard tales
Really?
of your nautical exploits. Very impressive work.
You didn't need to punch me about that. Well, you left without
Punch
saying
him
goodbye.
Punch him more.
You know, the 2 of us, we were in the northern seas. My ship, we were in danger. We were attacked by a sea beast, a kraken. And this bastard shows up in a rowboat and saves us. I don't know where the hell he came from. I was actually surveying the local kraken species. I didn't realize anybody would have been up there to deal with them. I was worried that some of them might, well, head farther south. Another merfolk friend of mine from outside the Dracovin Empire was interested in information on it, and I was going to share with them. They tend to deal with sea creatures. Anyway, other side of the story. Look, when all this is said and done, I'll get you a drink. Probably, whether you're in jail or not. I gotta get back up there. Like, everybody is obviously really upset. Like, you can just see the faces on everybody.
I like him. That guy's great.
That might have shot on chances with some people.
This guy is, like, he's, like, definitely, like, in his 60s, so he's got, like, white, kind of long hair, a fairly, like, a scruff beard, but, like, you know, well, like, trimmed at least, you know? He's got the eye patch, like, kind of scars. You could see, like, he has all kinds of rewards on himself, and even so, like, he's, like, even with leaping down from here, you can see, like, the outfit he has is, like, still relatively really nice, like, sailor's outfit. Probably, like, a dress uniform, but he threw his coat off. And you can see his hat sitting up there by his spot, you know?
Is it a magnificent hat?
It is a real magnificent hat.
Is Nim knocked out?
No, he just got like a bruise on his jaw. He just got decked in the face.
For fun.
Yeah, well, you know.
What's your relationship to this person, Nim?
Again, I guess friend. It's hard to tell with him.
Did you not hear the entire backstory they had?
I was too concerned seeing our client get hit in the face.
About a kraken or whatever. It's no big deal, Bone Man. It's fine. Shh.
Okay.
You did offer to get him a drink even if he goes to jail.
So that's probably good.
He's not representing us, right? Like, he doesn't have any intent on doing that?
That
Who?
man
Him?
is one of the...
No, I think
One of the judges.
To
He's
Nim.
one of the judges, but he is the judge in the smallest position to help you. He's obviously the one that's probably the most on your side. He's just in, like, 7th place of help.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take whichever advantage we can get.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So everything will settle down, and the person that's currently like in the front chamber, or the directly across from the door you came in on, will kind of like stand up then once Jarek is back and settled down, or and certainly not making as much of a fuss. He's got his coat back on, and obviously there's a lot of like faces that are like looking. You of course will recognize up there. Raish is up there. The person in the front, who's kind of drawing us to order, is probably a man in his like late 30s, early 40s. Dark hair, short hair. Looks very clean cut. Is actually wearing Benalian armor, very ceremonial. Of course, you can see the rest there. To his one side is an older man, probably in his 50s. Kind of looks like graying hair. Wears kind of like simple, like high class robes. To his other side is a woman that is kind of wears like a black outfit and has kind of short hair and just seems to be kind of like peering down at you with a kind of a thoughtful grace. There is a blonde woman up there. Again, like she's probably like late 30s, early 40s. She's just got very beautiful dress on. She just kind of seems to be sitting there. There's a kind of rugged man with a very large beard. Kind of got leathers on, look like traditional leathers rather than the Benalia like stained glass armor. And he kind of just is kind of looking down at you. And then of course, you've got Jarek up there. And yeah, that's your group of folks that are above. I think I got everyone in a base description, so you can kind of have an idea of who they are. Now that we are at order, you are the folks that dealt with the creature in the Highlands, yes?
Yes.
Well, you must be given thanks for your assistance to our nation. You've done a good thing for the continent of Ariona. You've done well in protecting its people and helping out those that needed it. Before we do anything else, I would like one of you to step forward and address us with information about what happened. A full account from your own words, rather than words of another. Your legal defense will, and just basically should be like, just one of you walk forward to the main dais, or the main pedestal up on the you're all in the upper dais, so it's like one of you walk forward to the
Wintress confidently walks forward.
Okay.
Oh,
Carrie
no.
confidently
What?
pulls her backwards.
I was just the one who wasn't there at all.
Wintress is going up there.
No.
I am much
Maxwell.
stronger than Wintress. I can bring her back.
Maxwell, you're the most well-spoken out of any of us. Please do this.
Oh, but I did this last time.
Would you
If
like
you
someone else
want-
to do it?
If you want,
what
I,
about?
could,
Huh?
I could speak. I was there the entire time.
Yeah, Claude, you try it this time. I've had enough with trials for one lifetime.
Claude is fine. We're just not letting Wintress do this.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick, I do want to ask you guys before I walk up. Do we mention the other two?
Who, Nim and...
No.
No, the
shadow
shadow
fuckers.
bitches. We put them the same way.
I would reserve that until we absolutely need to say anything about it.
Right. I
We
feel like
don't
we
wanna
had talked
lie.
about if we wanted to bring that up. I don't remember what we decided.
Right, I couldn't remember either. That's why I was just
Tell
like,
them the entire truth.
I think the implication was you don't know what connections they have. Because you don't know a lot
Fair enough.
about them, and it's maybe not best to like show your hand too much.
right.
And it's not really relevant to what happened with the beast. That was sorted out
Also,
without the relevance.
they weren't as aware of you as you were aware of them, too.
Except for the one who currently sometimes is in Maxwell's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he seems nice-ish. Ish?
It's definitely neutral.
Okay.
Good luck, Claude.
I guess we should begin when we got to the village and heard about the beast. We helped keep a lookout. One night we did
Why?
detect it. Carrie has friends there that she was concerned about.
So it was through your own self-interests that you were originally deciding to help out.
No, we also generally care about people, and I mean, yes, there's self-interest, but there's also caring about. If that's all we cared about, we wouldn't have went after the beast. We wouldn't have stalked its lair. We knew the knights were coming. We could have just waited and tried to keep the village safe. We tried to neutralize the threat sooner than later.
So your first night, guarding.
We detected, well, I detected something shimmering out in the, beyond the walls.
Shimmering, what do you mean?
It was very difficult to see. It had some kind of natural camouflage.
Was it invisible?
Not quite. Similar, but a different kind of ability. It was more like a chameleon. Could blend in with the surroundings.
So what, was it a giant lizard you were fighting? Ha!
Well, actually, it was a giant snake with legs.
Snake with legs. How unusual.
It was an ancient creature. There was legends in the area about it. Seems to go dormant for long periods of time.
There are many stories of ancient beasts. How do you know this was particularly one of them?
I can't say for 100% certain, but it seemed to match the descriptions of the tales that were being told about it. Also, our friend Maxwell was able to touch its mind.
You were able to touch the creature's mind.
Am I allowed to speak too, or?
Go ahead. They're addressing you.
Yes, I did. I have as one of my magical powers, I'm able to detect the thoughts of a living creature, and it was very strange to say the least.
What kind of mind did it have?
Well, the best way I can describe it was a sort of hive mind. It gave me the impression that its, I guess, teeth were also able to think, or something along those lines.
Thinking teeth? That's a strange one.
If I may add to that, we did see one of its teeth, well, one of the things that seemed to be its teeth, crawl into its mouth and bury itself in. So there may be some kind of creature that acts as its teeth. Some kind of symbiote.
So, This creature, you noticed it.
Yes, it was right outside the walls.
Was this the point in time where your friend read its mind, or you saw its teeth?
No, those happened later when we went to where it lived, to the cave.
All right. Then continue from where you first encountered it. What happened?
Everything happened quickly, but our friend Carrion, we pointed it out, she went after it and got swallowed whole.
So, Lassie, you got swallowed by the beast, did you?
Well, more like I flew down its throat.
Did you tear it open from the inside?
I tried. It's made of thicker hide than my poor glaive can handle.
Shame. Sometimes that's the best way to take out a beast, from the inside.
Why am I just picturing this guy purposely getting swallowed by multiple things?
Remember,
What is it, Drac?
the super acid.
So, you managed to get out of its stomach? How?
I honestly don't remember.
You got barfed out.
Did not,
We
yeah.
hit it so hard it vomited you out. I don't say that in character. But that is what happened.
I don't think I agreed with its constitution.
I want to say something, but I'm not going to.
How did you drive it off?
It eventually left. We were having a hard time battling it. It had some kind of breath weapon or it had some kind of ability to create fog that could even put out fire. That and its natural cloaking ability made it difficult.
Yet it left.
I think it was looking for easy prey, and we weren't it.
All right, what happened next?
Well, the next morning, I believe it was Wintress, I, and Nim went out to find where its home was.
Did you?
Yes.
All right. What'd you find there?
I managed to go down into the cave and see where it lived. That's when I saw the weird teeth things and managed to stay relatively undetected from it.
We've heard that it isn't dead, but asleep. So you didn't think you could finish it off by killing it. Then how did you put it to sleep?
That would have been where Max comes in with touching its mind.
Yeah, so the way that I handled that is that I kind of look toward everyone and I look for either a nod or a shake of the head.
I feel like this is something else we had discussed, but I don't remember if we decided if it's a good idea to tell them that you convinced the big snake that you're a god.
I think what you did is if you confess to lying about it to this people, it's probably more believable that you lied about it and tricked it. You know, to most people.
Yeah, not that you are a god, that you lied that you were.
Okay.
This
So
dragon.
the way that we tame this creature is that I read its mind, and it mentioned something about a name that was familiar to it, almost as if it were a master.
Right.
And I thought the best way of interest was to try and convince this creature that I was its master, or at least something along those lines to get it to stop attacking us. So I did lie about that to the creature, but it backed off and it went into what we perceive as a very long slumber.
So you're a master of deception, are you?
Well, yes, in a sense.
One of the persons that hasn't spoken the entire time, the woman in black, will kind of perk up now and will say, yes, he does seem like a silver-tongued devil. Kind of giving a wry smile towards you.
I tip my hat to her.
So then it fell asleep. Was there anything else of merit? Anything else in its lair? Anything else you learned about it that would be of use for attempting to keep this thing asleep?
Not as far as I'm aware. It was, if I'm being completely honest, it almost felt like an accident that it fell asleep.
What was the name you lied about? If that would be used again.
I don't actually remember the name.
Alright.
What?
I remember that it was
Chroma.
Oh
it
yeah,
was chromium.
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 From what I
If you
recall, the
wanna-
name was Chromium?
You're going to see Tarmula perk up. Yes, I believe he's talking of Chromium Rule. One of the legendaries. An old friend of mine just recently was researching ancient dragons of Dominaria. That name did come up. One of the powerful elders from time immemorial, back from the age that only known as the Elder Dragon Wars. It's unsure. I don't know for sure if that name would have survived that war or not. Records of who lived and who died are unknown. Most of them died off. So this creature could have been living here since that age, even before the Ice Age, even before the times before that, for the most ancient empires of man that we have history of. If this is true. Fascinating. You were able to convince it you are a great dragon?
Apparently. This was the first I've ever heard of that name.
And yet you lied so well.
Well, that is due to my mind-reading powers, so it's not exactly like my own wit that managed to do that.
Mind reading. Should have just slain the beast.
Oh, believe me, we tried. We tried many a time. Our weapons didn't do anything, and neither did our magic.
You obviously weren't thinking correctly. Enough. We've heard what they had to say about this creature. Matches with the basic reports we've gotten. And they've expanded on the information. I feel as though this issue can be resolved. I think we should go with Raisha's suggestion. As I said, I believe a group of scholars can study the creature while it still sleeps, accompanied by a small a squadron of knights, just in case, well, now that its lair is known, it would be a danger for people to try to disturb it or try to do something with it. The Highlands still have a contingent of nefarious folks within it occasionally that make appearances. We'll try to find a way to keep it asleep for much longer, or to perhaps keep it asleep forever. I do not recommend trying to kill it unless we have a full military action against it. Very good. Now to the other matters of a hand, our so-called heroes. So we move on to our next docket. Agreed? Everybody's going to shake their heads. So, let's hear from each and every one of you individually. Who are you? What the hell are you doing in our territory? And what the hell have you done? We'll take a break, as those words are said. As Phase 2 is beginning.
Hello, I'm Wintress. I'm a suspected arson.
I totally accidentally burned things down. It wasn't my fault. Anyway. Anyway.
I was just looking for my demon friend.
Uh-huh. Snacks,
I'm the demon friend.
drinks, bathroom break. If you need anything, go ahead and take care of it. We'll be back soon. Very soon.
Oh.
Too bad, we're back! Hi, everybody!
Hi!
I said I was going to have us go back. You just never know when it's going to happen. I'm going to keep you on your toes.
I don't want to be on my toes.
Too bad. Alright. So, which of you will step forward first?
Me.
I push her forward.
I step back because I never lost the podium.
Alright,
I step-
Wintress, you're up at the podium.
Yep. I am standing there.
For the record, say who you are, why you are in that town, and please inform us of the crimes that you confessed to when our knights approached you.
Hello, various council people. I'm Wintress Lord. I was in the town because I was following my demon friend. She's kind of like my sister, but she's not my sister because we're different species, but that's okay. And I'm an arson suspect. Technically, I did cause fire, but it was an accident. And, that's the crime that I've confessed to, is accidentally causing a fire.
Accidentally, you say? What were
Yes.
the circumstances of this accident?
I was looking for my friend, and I stumbled into a barn, and some stupid person, I don't know who it was, but they left a candle out, and I knocked it over into the hay, and it kind of went swoosh, and there was a thing of fertilizer near the barn that also went swoosh, and it ended up going bang. And I ran away trying to find Carrie.
That seems highly unrealistic. Are you sure that you just didn't start a fire yourself?
No, I'm really allergic to fire. I kind of burn.
I think most people are allergic to fire, young lady.
She isn't. So I have to be specific sometimes. But I live in the cold mountains, so fire's kind of hot, and I don't like the heat.
Fascinating. So you're saying that this arson case, which, now that we see, has been on our radars for some time, just merely not
Poor
100%.
city planning and accidental fireage.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Who's next?
I'll go up to get it over with.
So, oh, Mr. Silvertongue, who are you? Why were you with them? And, well, we'll keep it at that for now.
My name is Maxwell, the traveling merchant. I am my best friend is Claude, and I've been traveling with him. And I met the others on a boat, and we kind of shared a mutual interest with traveling together, since they all seemed like very lovely acquaintances, and I've been with them ever since. They've been my best friends throughout this whole journey.
What's your story, Maxwell?
Okay, so out of context, I remember the whole experiment on me, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
Vaguely.
I think I reminded you of some of it.
Well, as far as I know, I was a person at some point, but then I woke up and I wasn't. I can only assume someone must have killed me or done something terrible. At least according to what Claude has told me.
And you've kept your mind.
Yes, I have. I haven't really had any issues with it, as far as I can tell.
Is there any records ever of a creature similar to himself keeping their minds? Not per se, but a undead creatures that have kept their minds do exist. Traditionally, they are still under the control of a necromancer. It has been shown, though, that occasionally one with a sense of itself or a moral compass has existed. Within Benalia, a number have existed over the years. It is not a common occurrence.
Well, at the very least, I can assure you I don't mean harm. About as harmless as a fruit fly.
So you say. What evidence did you have that you would not harm one of us if you had a chance?
I mean, when you frame it like that, I mean, it's a little hard to say. I mean, I don't know how to explain that. I mean, I don't feel threatened. I see no need to do that. You all seem friendly enough, so no harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul.
You don't seem very convinced.
So far, there's been no evidence against you otherwise, and your nature does seem relatively safe. Whether or not this is true or not,
Well, do I still have my loot on me or no?
Probably not.
Oh,
We left most of our stuff back in the other room.
I see. Well, I know this doesn't mean much now because I don't have it on my person, but if I had the opportunity, I would play some lovely music to help you change your mind. I learned it when I was practicing my bard skills back in the day.
We will hear from the next one now.
I can step forward.
Obviously, from the information provided by our excitable member, you are a shipwright from Shiv, yes?
Yes, that is correct. My name is Kazran. I spent a good portion of my life building ships in the Vyashino shipyards of Shiv.
What brings you out this way, and so far from an actual boat?
I met these people on board the Ethereal while we were transporting them. I began journeying with them. We were hired on by Nim as somewhere between bodyguards and entertainment. I was traveling with them for that purpose. I was in the village where we were brought here from because it was just where we were passing through.
All right. Next.
I look at you, Carrie.
Lutula will step
Okay,
forward.
fine, I step forward.
Lutula will step forward first. She'll be like, hi.
Okay.
I am Lutula, Merfolk semi-ambassador to the Benalian Empire. They visited the Empire a while ago, and I decided to travel and discuss this with the Emperor, and I can at least vouch that they were very nice when we were within the Empire, on the borders of it, when they were visiting us. Maxwell especially. He's quite a gentleman. I think that's all I got. Hi, I'm Hang! We went to school together. We were in a band. It was a great time. And then Wintress was all like, hey, you want to be in like a school band thing? And I was like, awesome. And we were in a band, and then we went on a journey together, and I'm learning all about like magic and stuff, more than I already knew about magic, which is really cool. And also, I met Wintress's family, which was really nice. I kind of wanted to show her my family, but it was in the other direction and wasn't along our journey path, so it was kind of sad.
It's okay. I'll see them eventually.
Yeah. All right. Who else do you have?
Hi, I'm Carrie. I'm a demon, sort of.
Hi,
Uh,
Carrie.
In the case of the arson, I was intoxicated in jail at the time, so I have no idea what happened. I just remember, waking up half burned because demon blood, not as burned. And Winter's telling me we need to leave. But I can vouch for the fact that she is sometimes like that, so accidentally setting a town on fire, not beyond the realm of possibility.
Alright. Now you also are of demon blood, but you are not a full demon yourself. Yes?
Oh no, my father's human.
According to the reports we have, You've confessed your grandfather being Belzenlock.
Yeah, he's kind of a bitch.
It's the unfortunate thing that this is disconcerting news in a way.
It's not the first time I've heard that one.
We all were aware of the actions the Cabal had been taking. As of late, things have been quieted down since your grandfather seemingly passed away. Their structure has been shattered and damaged, though fractions of it still exist, and there are plenty that still subscribe themselves to the teachings. In the case of them, cutting off the head of the organization didn't quite stop it completely. Unfortunately. So, are you involved with the Cabal at all?
Gross, no. Listen, all I want to do is, find knowledge, make my own library, live a quiet life. Give a shit about other demons. Or cults. Or anything that has anything to do with my batshit crazy grandfather.
We'll see. Let's... Who's left to speak?
I'll stand back up. I am Claude. I was created in the by the same people who created my friend Maxwell.
All right.
I have the memories of many people. I believe the souls of many people were put into my creation.
You're some kind of shape changer, yes?
Yes.
Well,
Do you want an example?
not in particular, but... Are you aligned with anybody? Any particular group or empire?
I'm aligned with my friends, and that is it. For a long time, it was just me and Max. We escaped the people who created us and kept running for hundreds of years.
All right. I guess I'll go. I'm unsure if any of you are aware of my existence. I am Radiant, an archangel of the Church of Sarah. Yes, though it is little known, it isn't a hidden fact that my existence came into being upon the land of Urborg after the fall of the Cabal. Perhaps to stem some form of hope with their fall in that region. I didn't have the same kind of purpose as many angels, and therefore began to travel. Ended up on a place where I met all of them. Decided to travel with them. Learned about them, and decided to assist them in their journeys, and especially Carrie, because I believe, because her human side technically descends from old royalty in Urborg, and on her demon side, she's descended from Belzenlock. She has the closest thing to perhaps uniting the tribes of Urborg, which she continually says she will not do. But I suggested, perhaps with your goading, maybe you can get her to actually do something helpful with her existence. Forced monarchy. Uh-huh. Just saying, Carrie?
Yeah, keep your panties on.
I don't think I wear those.
They're called bloomers.
No,
Like, I think it's the fact that, like, her outfit is probably a divine manifestation of her own, spiritual energies. Like, most of the time.
She doesn't even wear clothes!
She can have spiritual panties. I mean, come on.
I mean, if you, do you need spiritual panties? Would you have them?
I have underwear made out of my body.
look,
Yeah, but you don't really
You
have
also
it.
understand the concepts behind it.
let's save the weird angel talk for when we meet the Pope, which, if I remember, will be happening in the next couple days.
Angel Pope.
Angels talk for meeting the Pope. Indeed. Angel Pope. That's about all I have. I mean, I understand how the church's influence is maybe not the best with everybody here. There are plenty of devout followers and those that are not. And the idea of letting the church make decisions in this case are not necessarily accurate as the church is for everyone. But we do have a good track record of good decisions, and I've spoken with other angels. Thank you. Did the angels say you're royalty?
What?
One of them asked if the angels said you were royalty.
Maybe?
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
Maybe.
You know, I think I thought I forgot to ask my father about something. Or did I ask him? I don't remember. Spent a lot of that time drunk.
And how about the last member of your group? Ah, yes, hello. I'm probably sure half of you already recognize me, and the other half, at least from tales, the other half have at least heard of me. Nymphestinia, former diplomat, former a lot of things. Look, I'll get a long story short without boring any of you. I'm just going about my business. It does not involve Benalia directly, and most of my actions are, in fact, diplomatic in nature. Beyond what you would believe or disbelieve. I'm seeking a peace, if you would. I can sense that there's dangers of battle and war perhaps on the horizon with violent factions within certain groups around the world, and I've been doing my best to keep things at odds, or keep things in check. Groups like the Cabal aren't very easy to deal with. You can't really negotiate with them when they have a demon at the helm. Even of recent, without their demon leader, unfortunate the teachings and the ways of bells and locks still are ingrained in their minds. Makes it very difficult for negotiation. Nonetheless, I have been attempting to see that factions are at peace. And so I've been traveling. And yes, I know I have a reputation amongst many countries and royals and powerful beings. Especially where my name is known. My reputation is also one of, well, I guess the easiest way to say it is not to be fucked with. So, regardless of what you make for decisions of my allies here, in this case I will stand up a little bit. In the case of my good friends in the church, I don't really have much of a standing with the angels. But in this case I have plenty of standing with you. I remember your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfathers and grandmothers. Let me tell you, I don't know much what they would think about you. So, this charade is just what it is. Charade. My good friend up there knows what there is to do about it. Though I really wish he wouldn't just punch me about it. You can have everything you like. And you have... oh boy. Crying child in the background. You've had your opportunities to see what's going on. And to know about my group. As unusual and diverse as it is. But know this. I would have done something if any of them were in danger long ago. Because as much as I have a reputation, I'm sure all of you know that in the end I usually do what I do for the good of Dominaria. Yes. Excellent. Now, not to be rude to any of you, but I honestly have been really cooped up with this entire House of Rath. And when those folks went drinking, it just wasn't really good. I would like to go out to a few libraries, check out some bookstores while I'm here, maybe hit up some parts of the entertainment district and get a good opera before I head on my way to my next mission. These folks will be parting ways with me. They're going back to college. So if you want any issues with them, please take it up with Talaria at this point in time, because I'm fairly certain they count as students there. And that usually holds something. A bit of respect. Nim's just going to turn around and kind of start walking out. He's going to say, "Follow me."
Winchus is right there behind him.
Yeah, I'll follow. Damn. Chill ass motherfucker.
Following.
It was Nim that said all that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, I love
Never
him.
just call him out.
Yeah.
Man, if I knew he was gonna do that, I wouldn't have stressed out about this whole fucking trial.
He wanted to see what you would all do.
I'm gonna be really sad when he leaves the party, man.
That motherfucker.
I knew your grandparents.
No, I knew your ancestors. Fuck you.
I'd know your ancestors and they'd be so disappointed in you. They wouldn't be mad. They'd be disappointed.
They wouldn't be mad. Just really disappointed.
No
Call him
Xbox for a
Ray.
week.
God, that was a burn.
Your squirrely lady will be like panicked as you're leaving. The guards will just move out of the way. Of course, the head of everything will kind of stand up, Avalon Rosecott, and you could just see like an anger in his eyes, but he will not say anything.
We just punked these fuckers.
Nim, I'm sorry for making fun of you. You're really cool.
Actually, I whisper in his ear. I take back on you the insults I made about you trying to hook up a girl.
Nim, I already had a lot of respect for you, but you definitely gained a lot more after that.
Yeah,
the whole
holy
I
thing.
shit.
take back nothing.
I think you've earned the title Uncle Nip now.
Oh God.
Uncle to who?
Me.
To Wintress. She's now part of Wintress family.
Well,
So we can just walk out. That's like an option to us now.
I think that was an option for Nim.
I don't think they're going to be stopping you unless you leave coming with me. But I'm afraid there might be some kind of slight ramifications to all this.
I'm 100% sure, but that's fine because now you're Uncle Nim and I'll stick up for you.
How slight?
Big.
Well, I'm going to assume... Well, let me tell you this first. There are two reasons why I gave what I said. One, I'm worried about Carrie, especially once I leave. Carrie, look. I'm not going to tell you to take over anything, or to become a queen, or do anything right. In fact, the pursuit of knowledge is a fine one to lead your life for. But honestly speaking, at some point in time, you are going to live up to what happens with your family. I never visit my family, but long ago the issues I had with them, I mostly resolved. As we were within Llanowar, I was able to pass within those locations with ease, because though there are some tensions, and certainly it's not as friendly as it probably was when I was young, I nonetheless could go there, and I did not fear for my life with my own kin. I knew they would, in a way, at least welcome me. There are issues on all of your sides that you haven't resolved, and not resolving them can lead to a lot of issues with one's life. It's the unfortunate thing that I think a few of you could deal with. Family issues. I'm not saying do it right away, but consider it as something. So, again, you're going to have to deal with that shit at some point in time. As for the Cabal, they're flailing about now. They're a chicken with its head chopped off. They're effectively dead, yet they don't know it. And they're looking for a lot of options. Now, honestly speaking, your siblings, as much as they are, well, possibly an interest, they hold no candle to you, especially in your transformed state. None of them have managed to tap into that demonic bloodline quite as strong as you have, and that is something for you to worry about. They most likely know something about you. If they didn't, I would be vastly surprised. They just haven't figured out a way to track you down. And if they do, they will come for you. You must be ready. I'm not saying take the fight to them, but it is an option. Think about it. Consider it. Consider where you want to fight them, and consider how long you want to fight them. And consider what allies you have. You've met many along the way. Not just me, not just these folks here. There are many out there that would assist you in any kind of fight you would bring to Urborg. Remember that. Now, that is the main thing I must say to you. You have to be ready. Wintress, when I go,
Yes, Uncle Nim?
I want you to keep by Carrie's side. I think you're one of the main things that keeps her from losing it all under the weight of everything that's around her.
She would have died multiple times without me, so I believe you.
Wintress, I've almost died multiple times because of you as well.
You two are made for each other.
They've just
You also
taken
almost died multiple times because of Max.
Maxwell has almost killed me multiple times, so
It's
I've
not
never
that
put
I've
you in
gotten-
danger.
See, there's a difference between trying to kill and getting someone killed.
Maxwell,
I mean,
going
is
to
that really true?
I'm going to be honest with you, and this is something that I had to tell you. Do you seek to regain life again, humanity?
Honestly, I'd like to. At some point.
The problem is that your creation is very unique. I have been looking up in a number of books at some of the places we've stopped and done some research into it. And unfortunately, your case is incredibly unique when it comes to necromancy. I don't think it's a direct necromantic magic. I believe because it was within the Evankar Tower that you created, we've discussed this, that it's actually Phyrexian technology. Phyrexians mixed magic, science, and something else to create what they did. Something that I don't know if any of us quite understand. And I believe the unfortunate thing is you have two options. One that's a bit of a long shot, and a second one which is, well, also a long shot, but perhaps so much more dangerous.
Do tell.
The first one is, well, a similar place that we've been talking about, Urborg. The Evankar Tower, at least the major parts of it that remain, were within the Cabal's ownership. There might be something left there. Other portions of the tower do exist, but have sunk beneath the swamps of Urborg. Perhaps they might have something of a history of where you came from, how you were created. I'm afraid undoing what's happened to you, you can't do it unless you learn where you came from exactly. There's one other option. It is an option I loathe to tell you about until recently. Because it's something that I was aware of. You see, it's an unfortunate thing that you can go to the origin of your self. When the Rathi overlay was created, Phyrexia, a demi-plane, was linked up directly with us, and a number of portals were opened to send their armies in. At the end of the destruction, those portals were all closed. Now, many of these portals to other realms were closed up after the Great Time Rifts, but a few remained, and in particular, one device remained in Talarian ownership. They have most of a working portal, a bridge that would lead between here and Phyrexia. If anywhere would have the secrets of both your and Claude's creation, it would be there. But that is very dangerous. That place has no god. There are many monsters that I would be sure remained there. Twisted abominations without a master, fighting amongst themselves. A place of more black mana and darkness than even you think of Urborg. Urborg is a land of black mana, of undead. Phyrexia, it is a living hell that only the most powerful wizards try to go through. And only one man emerged alive, because he tricked its devil god. Gerald Capatian. He battled his way into there. He was forced to fight to the death with fellow heroes of that land. He tricked Yawgmoth, the master of that place, managed to escape from it, and used the opportunity to recapture the Weatherlight, save it, and turn it against him to defeat him. That is why Gerald is known as a great hero. Because in the end, he gave his life. He knew when he took a portion of the power from Phyrexia in order to trick it. It would cost him his life. So, are you heroic enough to dive deep into hell like that?
Well, when you put it like that...
He's scared of a snake with legs. No.
When you put it like that, maybe being a skeleton for the rest of my life doesn't sound so bad.
You wouldn't do it alone. We'd
I'm
be
certainly
there.
not going to drag you guys into this.
Anything to make you more normal, to be honest.
Even traveling to the deepest depths of hell itself?
I'll have a floating ship by that point. Probably. Or the knowledge for how to engineer one. And I'm certain the parts could be found in this place.
First,
You would have to convince the higher-ups of Talaria to activate that. They've been keeping it under wraps. And again, it's not quite complete. It's damaged. But I know for a fact from my own ancient knowledge that it could be reactivated. And because of the connections to it, it would work. It's because the Rathy overlay occurred that it would still work. Only because of that. Because nothing broke that. We were connected with Phyrexia directly. And even the temporal inversions couldn't damage that. Now, that's a mission you might want to do sometime. Kaz, I must warn you. The Predator is not to be reckoned with. And if you would be to rebuild that vessel, there are those that would be interested in it. I fear that some of the creatures we've been dealing with, and beings that we've been encountered, they link back to Wrath. At least a few of them do. It gets me on mind that, similar to how the Cabal was a group from the past resurrected, some of those that survived the planar overlay and the Great War are finally beginning to move. They perhaps see that the void that the Cabal left as an opportunity to work themselves. If you try to rebuild that ship, and you aren't ready, they may come looking for it. And for you, it's obviously that might be what they're after in the first place. The Predator is probably one of the most intact Phyrexian sky ships there is left. Many of the other wreckage was, well, more closely tied with the great battle with Yawgmoth that destroyed him, and therefore took much more damage. The Predator sunk, crash-landed before then. Any of the other ships were damaged, destroyed beyond belief. So, that's just my warning to you.
No, you have a good...
Yeah. Claude, I'm unsure what you really want, Claude. Honestly speaking, I know that you're clinging on to life, yet your soul seems to be filled with death.
I honestly, for a long time, I wished for death.
I think it's time for you to stop thinking of yourself as an amalgam of the beings that are within you. Perhaps that's what you originally were. You've had 300 years to be yourself, your own soul. And I think it's time to start maybe thinking in that way. I think what you're going to have to do, which I don't know how easy it is, I think you're going to have to find out who Claude is. And I mean that seriously. Not the creature of living flowstone, but what a true form, if you will. to you. I don't know how you go about doing that. That's something very spiritual, and unfortunately, the type of spirituality that I don't specialize in. I don't know if any of our group specializes in it.
I am on the road of accepting what I am. What I wish is I wish I could continue to live, but let the tortured souls within me go.
And maybe there's a way to do that. If you form your own soul, your own body, perhaps you can give them some semblance of rest. And unfortunately, that also may require an actual necromancer. The latter actual leaving souls from your body.
I feel that given how many people have interpreted me being from a necromancer, I'm sure they could refer us to one.
If you ever do head to Urborg, they're probably the greatest place to have necromancers, but there are a few other countries I could recommend that would have a supply of them. There are places in this world that are quite dark. Savage. Off the beaten path. Lands of werewolves. Monsters. Lands overrun. Creatures that stalk the night, the darkness. Dominaria is a great, grand world. It seems so small when you're traveling in between all these places that are connected together at peace. But there's many places to go. Hang, Lutula, unfortunately for the two of you, I understand you joined them for your friendship here, but neither of you are... Keep your friendships close, and be a reassurance to them. Especially you, Lutula. I think Maxwell will need it, where he's going. Now, Radiant. Unfortunately, your existential crisis is one that I can't really help you with. I've met beings similar to yourselves. Elementals or creatures of pure mana that exist out there. I think your best bet is to commune with them and to just forget about being an angel. Because one of the things you never seem to realize is you're not just an angel. Yes, you're very accurate about when you said where your black mana came from, where your white mana came from. But guess what that makes you? You're technically half vampire.
You technically have suck.
And I have to be honest, you deny that quite well. You had a father and a mother. Granted, you were created not through physical carnal acts, but a spiritual one. But nonetheless, you had them. A fallen hero and his twisted guardian angel. I think you should look to the inner parts of both of those beings, to when they were righteous, when they were good. Live up to those hopes. And if you want to explore all the things they couldn't, go ahead and do it. As far as I know, angels physically exist once they come into being. Elementals, which are creatures of... which I've met, which are creatures of pure green mana, oftentimes, they physically manifest as, well, large pieces of vegetation. That is a physical being. It has a body. Not a body like you and I. But
You can eat it.
Malamar and the other grand elementals, protectors of their forests, they are unique beings. Interesting beings. Anyway, probably try to remove the stick from your ass a little bit, too. I hate to say it. Look, I really like all of you, and I'm afraid that once we leave this city, we'll be parting ways. I know that for a fact. And I don't know when it will be that I'll be able to meet with you again, or what help I can give you. 2,000 years of experience, I hope I've given something to you along this journey. And I can tell you, if the time comes that I am truly needed by you again, you should be able to find me. But we each have our own quests, our own missions. This is yours. And whether or not your actions are for yourselves, to learn knowledge, to build a skyship, to explore the world, regain one's humanity, and most of you, and just have a good time, that's nothing wrong with that. Or whether you decide to fight against a cabal, or shadowy organization of wrathy remnants, that's fine too. You don't have to be great heroes. No one has asked you to be. And there is no mission ahead of you right now. When the time comes, you're going to have to make a decision. It is obvious that things are going on around you that involve you. It seems as though my presence has kept them away. I'm an ancient and powerful spellcaster. And starting a fight with me would not be on their best interest. And honestly speaking, right now, my fight is not with them. I have many other fights that I must do. But again, I will reiterate one last time. If something comes up that you need me and my abilities, I can be called upon. But for now, let's go get a room at a very nice inn. Let's go enjoy some of the local shows. Get some nice food, nice wine. Get some shopping done. Enjoy ourselves a little bit. And ignore the gods that will probably be shattering us the entire time we're here.
Sounds like a plan. Now, about that opera you mentioned.
Let me tell you, I hear that they're doing an opera that hasn't been performed in about 500 years. Last time I was here to see it was about 700 years ago. And he'll go off and talking about the opera as we kind of fade out for a second here to our second break, which will be a shorter one, because we'll have a short time afterwards to kind of finish up today's session. But, yes. He'll lead you away for now.
Can't believe Uncle Nim has told me to make friends with my brother.
I can't believe Uncle Nim wants us to go to freaking Phyrexia.
He gave you two options. He said,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, the Evankar Tower might have it. Either the sunken ruins, or the ones that are occupied by the Cabal. Or Dominaria Academy has remains of one of the Phyrexian portals.
And we're going to college anyway.
And you're going to the college anyway. It's mostly intact. He did say it's not 100% intact, so it would need to be repaired. But it's there.
But we got a Kaz.
You do have an engineer. Actually, you technically have two engineers, because you have a Kaz and an angel engineer. Because maybe alchemy will help. But we'll go on our second break here. Drink, bathroom break, snack break. We'll be back in a
You
little
really
bit.
take a long time starting those breaks, don't you?
I do, because we keep talking about stuff. I'm going to have to go back. Hi, we're going to be back for like, I don't know, like 10 or 15
20
minutes.
minutes?
Yeah, not quite the 20 minutes. The last bit here. Because Mads exists. Don't worry, you can't see her, but she's there.
I'm
Mads.
here.
Yeah, see?
She's invisible. Remember,
she's
Carrie
in the-
go invisible.
Yeah, Mads went invisible too.
I mean,
That's where she got the power from.
yeah.
Alright, so, one of the things that, as you're kind of like, heading to the hotel, kind of settling in, beginning to enjoy some time here in Benalia before you're called upon by the Church of Sarah, Nim will kind of approach Kaz at one point in time and be like, Kaz, there's something I did think of that could help you along your way. Perhaps an expertise in skyships might be useful.
That would be very useful.
Well, I'm actually friends with the current captain of the Weatherlight.
That's very useful, yeah.
I haven't talked to her in a long time, but it's, if you do not realize, it's Joyra. I believe you've heard of her, being from Shiv.
Yes.
She is, again,
Oh,
nearly immortal, and so, again, long-lived people. You know, you meet them along the ways. But I haven't seen her in quite a long time. I could attempt to reach out and have her maybe meet you in Talaria while you're at the college there.
I would be honored.
Again, it's been a long time since I've spoken to her, so I don't even know what she'll think about. But,
You didn't, like, leave on bad terms or anything, did you?
no, not at all.
Right.
We almost got to a point in time where there was a consideration of like a kind of date or something, but it was more that both of us had very terrible relationships and we needed to spend some time with some nice people.
Sure.
And so she with another very long-lived individual, and I with someone on the other end of the spectrum, someone that wasn't going to live a very long time. And because of my age, they wanted to break it off with me. But regardless, and that the fact that I would definitely outlive them. Sadness in my heart for that one. But regardless, though, yes, we spent some time together for a little while, and I think I could reach out to her. I've only heard some tales about her current crew, but it would be a working skyship, and someone that, if anybody can help you find and repair the Predator, maybe them or someone from her crew can. I don't know.
I would very much be interested in meeting with her and discussing the possibility either way.
Then I'll attempt to reach out before we leave here. There's so much I want to do for all of you, and I just can't think of anything else I can do. You've all been very nice folks. Reminded me of some of my old friends from back in the day. When I left everything, I didn't travel alone. For a good while, back in the Ice Age, I traveled with a group of folks, old friends. We got to do a lot of mischief. Misadventures, good times, bad times. Usual a lot of younger folk do. I think most of them are dead now. A few are still around just because either they ascended to some other form of being, or they were long-lived creatures themselves, like myself. But you all remind me of them, in a way. Anyway, I think I've probably given you all enough. I think Maxwell and Claude will be in the right direction. You yourself. I can only hope Carrie makes the right decision. Honestly, I have no idea what to do for Wintress. She confuses me many of the times.
What? I haven't done anything.
That's the whole point.
Honestly, I don't think anything needs to be done for Wintress. She seems pretty satisfied with how things are.
She is a very nice child.
Oh, thank you, Uncle. You're a nice man too. After a few months of traveling with you.
When did Wintress interrupt our conversation and show up?
I
It's
assume that's
Wintress.
following people.
That makes sense.
It's Wintress, that's just kind of how she is. She's always around. She has
Like,
ears like a bat.
I'm probably like sitting behind you and you didn't notice.
Mhm.
Somehow.
I'll give you a few things.
Actually, an epic room.
I'll leave them with you, Kaz, because you have the bag. I have a few items that might be able to help you on your way. I hope they'll be of assistance. I'll assemble them before we part ways. I'll also do one final favor. I can arrange for the ship out of here to Dominaria for yourself. I hope that's reasonable as a final gift as a employer and friend.
Sure, I trust your judgment in ships. You chose ours after all.
It's interesting. A lot of times when I come down to a decision, it comes down to just a little bit of augury. You know, it's one of those skills that I learned back at Pendlehaven. Back when I was a shaman in training. Learning all the tricks and trades of the nature magics. And it seems to be the one that stuck with me the most. I mean, other than creating vines and manipulating stone and stuff.
Yep.
Those tricks
Manipulating the primal forces and all that.
Well, that's whenever you need to. Here and there. Anyway. We should go back to get the others for the show. So yeah. Nim will kind of spend some time with all of you, take you to, like, actually a couple of fine, like, restaurants and stuff, and a few nice bars where some good drinks, a few shows, like a nice opera, a musical. He'll actually take you all to, like, a nice street performance where there's this band that's putting on, like, a really, like, great show, and there's, like, dancing in the streets around it. You know, there's a number of, like, it's almost like a mini festival being set up with a number of, like, carts with goods being kind of sold and stuff, too. Where you can get in some, like, nice dances and stuff, folk dances and things like that. And it seems as though he'll kind of try to show you a good side of the city. Like, the people side of the city. And that's what he's kind of leads you through. And, of course, the days will pass. And the time to meet with the Sarens rapidly approach. And all the while, yeah, there's those guards watching you. Just slightly out of view, slightly kind of to the side, almost missing them a few times. But they're there. People are keeping an eye on you. Nothing direct, but an eye. And I think that's probably where we'll leave it. Again, like, when we went to our last break, I did think for myself, it's like, that would be a perfect time to kind of leave it off there. But adding a little bit of extra here to kind of resolute that kind of stuff up and lead us directly into going and meeting with the Sarens next time is kind of where we're going to be at. So that'll be kind of where we're going to start next time. A floating rowboat, aka the air taxi, is going to show up for you guys to go up to a flying church.
Called us a cab.
Yeah.
For the cab.
I mean, it's the easiest way to get to a giant floating island above the city.
A flick cab.
But let's have our outros, because that's kind of the point in time we've reached as we're approaching this new year rapidly. Yeah, let's go to our good friend Mads, who played Carrie today.
Hi, believe it or not, I am here. It's just that the floor is very comfortable. Yeah, that's about it.
Fish? Or...
Hi, everybody. I'm Fish Harlan. This week, you can find me competing in the Top Gun volleyball tournament, where the point is not, in fact, to win the game, but to just look as hot as possible doing it. Shirts are optional.
In this weather?
It's Top
Yes.
Gun, man.
It's Top Gun. You're going to be like in Florida or California, so it's sunny weather. Yeah, even
It's
this time
going
of
to
year.
be very homoerotic, and almost unintentionally, because that's just how the director decided to shoot it.
Yeah. Because you're flying to the danger zone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Lee.
Hey guys, I'm Just Lee Belmont, your noble vampire hunter. I'm also a Twitch streamer. As of recently, I've been trying to get better at Super Mario Odyssey to try and get a top 500 time. 146 more spots to go, baby.
Working on it. The slowly but sureliness. Joe.
Hey, I'm Joe. You'll find me here on Tensis' channel. I will see everyone Saturday for discussing tabletop, the first one of the new year.
That probably didn't need those sound effects.
And 2020 can blow me.
Uh-huh. And of course,
You want it?
Lindsay.
I think 2020 has STDs.
If I believe in God, 12.5%, does that make me an atheist?
You motherfucker. Because 12.5% is 1/8. So an eighth.
Yeah.
You're really asking the hard-hitting questions
You
tonight.
motherfucker. Heresy of the highest order.
I don't know math.
Math,
Or-
indeed.
Should I ask, I got arrested at the airport because apparently security doesn't appreciate when you call shotgun before boarding.
It's true.
They don't. I can.
You also can't greet your friend Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go. You can cut
Unless you're not a dumb motherfucker and you say, hey.
Correct.
If you help your
Yo.
uncle Jack off a horse.
But I would also
Bad.
like to say that my wife threatened to divorce me when I said I was going to give our dollar a silly name, so I kind of just called her bluff.
Damn you.
Anyway, I'm Dracovin. You can see me here most often days. I do Records of Evil on Mondays. That's a D&D game. It's Lawful Evil Modern Day Faerun. That's at 1 p.m. EST. 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, Legacies of Kain, Vampire the Masquerade game. This game on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Catches every time. Most every time. Discussing tabletop, as Joe says. Video games, I'm going to be streaming some. Expect more Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. I'm going to show off in Parasite Eve getting to level 99 and getting the 200 item junk thing. I'll farm a lot of that off stream. I'll probably like show off stuff and then switch games for that. I started a new Stardew Valley with 1.5, and I'm going to be playing another new game on the schedule to add a fourth game while I'm doing all this stuff. Tomorrow is the plan, so I'll do a little bit of that. I've been kind of hinting at it. The hints are I ended up watching The Mandalorian, the current season, and then I rewatched all of Star Wars Rebels, and now I want to do a certain game that's in my library, and I'm going to leave it off at that. Yep. And I'll probably be playing that tomorrow. So, and yeah. But expect more of all those games for some of the gaming side. Expect, expect more role-playing stuff. Planning on some new stuff for the new year. Hey, here on the East Coast, we're an hour and 7 minutes from the new year. Happy New Year, everybody, for when you get there, when you see this.
Happy
Don't
New
worry.
Year.
Yep.
I'll still be sitting here because I'm the world best at sitting down. I sat for a month and I got atrophy.
Anyway, I'm going to get
Happy
going
New
now.
Year,
Bye, everybody,
everyone.
farewell! I'm just going to
Happy
stop
New Year!
it.
Happy New Year!